beautiful people? It's your boy again, Mike James of P&Z Life Coaching, and I'm excited to bring you another episode of Black Business Booming. I have a great person today on this interview. I love this. I'm continuing to get good feedback on it, and I'm excited to have more businesses rolling in that's doing some awesome things. I'm just, I'm blessed and elated that the home team is coming through, man. I've had a lot of Birmingham people to come in here, man. And so I'm excited about this one today. As always, remember to like, share, subscribe, and make sure you follow up on the information about the person I have today. So, bro, I want you to take this opportunity to introduce yourself, tell everybody your name and your business, where you're from, all that good info.
What's going on, good people? My name is Kirk Jordan, born and raised right here in Birmingham, Alabama, the west side of Birmingham to be exact. Long story short, started off with photography, videography, and right now we're having this conversation. I kind of consider myself a one-man media army, so kind of just being able to take anything media-related, digital, social media, whatever it is, taking it, and I like to call making it into digestible chunks, if that makes sense, because sometimes an image or a vision may be too big for the average person. So I think it's my job to, let me take your idea, let me chop it up into chunks so that we can distribute it out to the right people in the right way.
Yes, I like that, man. I love that, man, because I like how you made that analogy, man, just breaking it down, because a lot of times people have a big picture or vision of something, but they don't really know how to get there. And so having someone that knows it, man, that can just break it down through that process, man, that helps, man. And, just the plug, man, for you, bro. I just want to almost like a pat on your back as to your work, man, for everybody who's given me the all the congrats and the comments of liking the video intro for Black Business Booming, as well as my YouTube page. That's Kirk, people. So I just want you to know that's his work in action, man. So again, that's why I'm excited to have someone on that I know their work. So bro, tell us a little bit about when you started your business and what inspired you to do so.
I started my business roughly, I want to say during college. I went to a very prestigious institution. I went to Miles College right there in Fairfield. So probably around sophomore, junior year, you start taking those your major classes. So it was at that point where I kind of like, okay, I know I'm a communications major, but I can't necessarily tell you exactly what I want to do. And then crazy enough, I've just been through a lot of places, processing a lot of people. I had a flashback. There used to be a skating rink called Spinners in Fairfield. So some kind of way I end up connecting with one of the promoters. So I end up promoting, and long story short, he put a camera in my hand to take pictures at the parties, kind of for flyers. I think back then we had like Bebo and Black Planet, MySpace, all that.
Right.
So we were just taking pictures for that as promotion, and not realizing that with that flashback that people have been putting a camera in my hand, whether it's their church, like wherever I go. And just basically once I kind of put two and two together, I think God showed me something that kind of clicked, and I was like, hey, this is what I need to do. But that's how I kind of got into it. I started the business roughly around 2015 after I graduated. And I've just been kind of sticking to it, just like anything else, trying to grow, trying to get better, trying to get my name out there.
Yeah, definitely. I love that, man. And, for the Birmingham people and the Birmingham area people, especially the West Side, you gave some of that. That was nostalgic.
Oh, yeah.
When you popped out that spinner. So that's awesome, man. So, and looking back, man, if you go through when you were in college and then coming out 2015, what was one of the most challenging things about starting the business or just launching out into entrepreneurship?
Well, I think the first step or the hardest part is actually doing it. A lot of people let me rephrase that. Especially with millennials, I say it put it like this. Millennials have great ideas. I'm a millennial myself. We have great ideas. But I feel like where a lot of us fall off or don't reach the mark is execution. So for me, I think when you get ready to start off, your execution is everything. You can have You can have the ideas, you can have the plan, but if you poorly execute it, then I think that's gonna to make or break you. Because if you don't start off right and you go into it bad, I know people personally going into a business try to do it one way, didn't work, and kind of get depressed and don't go back to it and try to do something else. I'm like, no, if you just go into it the proper way, head up high, put God first, and you good to go.
Yeah, I love that, man. That man, that's a huge word. Got a lot of gravity to it. Execution, man. You know, it's one of the things I tell people since high school. My kind of life's driving force or motto has been life is like Nike, just do it. And
Yeah.
it's one of those things like, man, you can talk about it and sit on that idea all day, but I explain it a lot of times even to my clients, and I think I've said it in one of these interviews, what goes on in the mind is like that old Microsoft screensaver, the where it just like the word is just like going seesaw in the screen, and you got all
Well,
these ideas going on, but until you make it a reality and pull it out, man, it's there. That's all that's going to happen. It's a screensaver. It's just constantly circling around. So I love that, man. Execution. So in now having the business started, and we go from 2015 to now, what are some of the day-to-day challenges that you face in running your business and being an entrepreneur?
well, I think the biggest thing is, of course, I do everything myself. If I do need help, if I feel like it's something that's out of my reach, I definitely reach out. That's probably to me one of the hardest things, just being able to have somebody who will well, there's never anybody who's gonna have the same energy you have for your business.
Mm,
But finding somebody who is close or very close to that, um, I can't stress enough how important it is, whether that's a business partner, a close friend, family member. You'll definitely need that. And then two, I want to say communication. So if anything, there's not always, there's kind of been a negative connotation about supporting people saying black business, which may be a smaller business, not necessarily a bigger corporation. And I've had my own experience in the past with maybe miscommunicating or not communicating enough.
mm-hmm.
So I say one thing to always remember is to over communicate. I mean, no matter what it is, the client rather hear something than nothing. So
Right.
that's just something I've just learned over time. I'm trying to think of something else. I can't think of anything right now. My mind just kind of went a little blank. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, no, all good, man. Because I think that, in every answer you're giving, man, so far is just gems, man. You're dropping those gems, man. And again, even dipping into the millennial mind, that was something that was big too that you said. So that's awesome because a lot of my reach is working with the youth. So I'm loving this too, that you're bringing a lot of things out. And like I say, every answer you're dropping those gems, man, for the people watching. So let's flip it a little bit. We talked about these challenges, and now you're going in the day to day. What's one of the most satisfying things about being an entrepreneur or being in business? What's one of the most that thing that just it's like it makes it all worth it?
For me, I'm a people person. I've always been a giver. I like to help. So for me, what brings it home for me is being able to know that somebody had a problem. I was able to come in, assess the situation, help them solve it, and now they're where they need to be. So whether it's that's, for instance, you hit me up and say, "Hey man, I need an intro for my YouTube channel." Me knowing that you got something to use for your business and you're satisfied and that you're getting that positive feedback on top of it, I don't think there's anything that could top that feeling, whether that's money or just whatever. That's just a passion I have for rather than less. I put it like that.
Yeah, I love that, man. It's that again, people go back and watch every interview, man, and it's almost that common thread of meeting a need. You know what I mean? Like knowing that you're making an impact in what you do, because it's one thing to just be doing something, right? But if it's not
Yeah.
felt, if you're not making an impact and you're not changing things for the better or meeting the need or that space, that gap that you see in the market, man, I mean, it's like you just going through the practice. So I love that, man. I love that answer. And that's what it's all about, man. And for me, even just working with you, man, it's awesome. The process was smooth, and you know when somebody's passionate about what they do because the quality of the presentation is going to be there. You feel it, man. So I love that, man. So you've already done it. Like I said, with every answer, man, you're dropping those gems, man, for people to really just take notes on. But what would be some advice on top of everything you've already said about execution and the communication? What would be some advice on top of that, or, reiterating that you would give someone that's wanting to start a business or wanting to jump into entrepreneurship? What's some advice?
My advice would be, I would say, to start off, this may sound crazy, but write everything down. That's one thing I did that I didn't do early on, and I regret it. I had a lot of amazing ideas, concepts, just whatever. I had a business plan in my head, but I never wrote it down and end up forgetting half of it and end up flipping it or not doing it. But I think the biggest thing you can do to start off is to kind of write everything down, know exactly what you want to do, how you want to do it, and again, you have to execute that. So whether if you're trying to sell hair, you need to know what kind of hair do people want, where are my vendors at, how do I get the best possible price to kind of benefit my business and my customers at the same time. I mean, there's a number of a number of different things I can hit on, but I think those are just the main two, and just keeping God first, keeping your head on straight. I mean, if you're stepping into something new, don't be scared. It's gonna be scary in the beginning, but if you have that faith and it's something you want to do, what God has for you is for you. So it can be 80 million other hair businesses, but if God wants you to have that, He's gonna make that happen for you.
Man, I love that. You speaking my language, man, from the start. Write it down, man. Me as a life coach, man, that's one of the things most encouraging that I tell people. And, even in my little short videos, when I put my videos out, I often talk of that, writing things down, because, again, it goes back to that analogy I use, that screensaver. That subconscious, man, doesn't know the difference between reality and just a thought until you bring it out, till you manifest that thing. So writing is a great way to do it, because now you have something tangible where you see it. You can go back to that page in your journal 10 years later and say, okay, this is where I was, so that's huge, man. Writing things down, man. And then just knowing that there's space for you. It's one of those things where I shy away from the people who always have a competitive mindset in business or entrepreneurship, because it is competitive, right? But it's not to shut someone down because they are a coach, a speaker, a media person, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's room out here for everybody, man. And it's enough for everybody to eat. So I love that, man. That's great, man. That's awesome. I mean, like, short and sweet, but a lot to that, man. So I love it. So what's next, man, for Kirk's Camera, for this one man media army, man? What's next on your agenda? What's next for the business? What's coming up?
Well, right now, of course, I've been mainly doing photography and videography. So right now I'm in the process of making branding packages for businesses. So whether they may need a website, a logo, and a few other things like that, I'm kind of trying to take that next step to offer that next level of branding to my clients who maybe already have a business or starting a new business, and kind of just help them go to that next level as well. And then on top of that, like I showed you, I have the Birmingham home shirts. I don't know how well you can see it,
nice.
But I have those on my website as well. I started these maybe 3 years ago. I got sick, went in the hospital, had to stop making them. So I brought them back out this year. They're fresh. So, I mean, if you need one of those, grab it before they sell it.
Nice.
I got to make like you one of you too as well.
Awesome, man. I love that, man. And that's, again, like I said earlier in this interview, I'm loving, man, the Birmingham support with just even this. And, again, I had this, I tell people it's trendy now, right? Mm-hmm. Like we said, that supporting Black business, and that just that was those two words. It's trendy now, but I'm glad to see this playing out at the time it did. Now when it's trendy, because this is a vision I had, over a year and a half ago, when I was, going into business, knew I wanted to make a business YouTube. And I just thought, that's one thing I want to do. I want to do a segment, and thanks to my wife, I call her my CEO. We came up with the name, and this is months ago before I even started my YouTube page. So I love the fact that I'm seeing it play out, man, and just being able to give this platform and this space to get Black businesses out there, man, and just to gain some traction, man. If I feel like I'm living my mission if I get one person to see this and say, man, yeah, I gotta holler at Kirk, man, so, or get inspired to say, I love that interview. So that's why I do it, man. I really love that, man. So any further info or specials or anything that's going on right now in the business or that you want people to know?
Right now I don't have really any specials, man, but if anybody needs any type of media work done, just definitely you can contact me. Website is kirkscam.com. And then especially if they mention PNZ, I'll definitely throw in a little discount off top for them if they watch this and come holler.
Nice. Boom, boom, boom. This is where I interject the DJ sounds.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
So yeah, definitely do that, man. And I think that's it. This light kind of getting to me, so I can't think like I want to.
Right.
But check out the website, order a shirt. Follow me on Instagram, Kirk's Camera. And yeah, that's about it.
Awesome, man. So of course, as always, check out the description below, people. I'm definitely going to put all of Kirk's info in there and how you can reach him, man. Support. Link up with Kirk, man. Great dude, doing some awesome stuff in the short time I've been knowing him, man. Just solid, man. And I appreciate you for what you do, man. As I tell people in this business world and just in life in general, keep going, keep grinding, keep showing, keep shining. So
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this interview as well, bro. I really appreciate you, man.
No, man, I want to appreciate you and thank you for having me on, man. It's been such an honor. Enjoyed it, man. I haven't done this before, but hopefully I have a few more, drop some more gems somewhere else around here and there. But yeah, I greatly appreciate it, sir.
Definitely. No problem, man. Listen, thank you so much. Look, everybody, thank you for tuning in. As always, I encourage you to like, subscribe, and share. And tune in next time for another episode of Black Business Booming. Peace.